What's going on? It's me, Shaun. So I wanted to say that the China U.S. trade agreement, I think, should be dismantled. As the President of the United States, I would implement a new China America trade agreement, take away everything, cost, merchandise, and start from bottom up. The first thing that I'm speculating on is that China definitely wants its car to be sold in the U.S. Its car is currently being sold um, all over the world except the U.S., Russia, China, excuse me, Russia and Canada, and of course China. America does not have the Chinese car. I believe there are in California an office or maybe two offices uh, that have been built and currently have workers in them, but the car itself is not sold in the U.S. So I would put that on the U.S. trade agreement and price it accordingly. I don't know the computations or the numerics of how you would go about pricing such an item uh, per per car. I don't know how you would do that, but a nominal price would be great, as it has not been sold in the U.S. obviously before, and we don't know what the sales would be in say for instance 6 years. Um, so the car would be the first thing that I would add to the trade agreement. So doing that, I would take away 10 things that I felt that China really didn't need from the US, and they would be insofar as vegetables and fruit. China has its own vegetables, it has its own fruit, sorry. We don't need, they don't need our um, our vegetables and produce, I believe. And adversely, I would say take off the list of seedless watermelon that comes from China, in addition to garlic that is currently being sold in the U.S. Because number one, I believe that seeds are an integral part of um, any fruit or vegetable that should be sold in the U.S. I don't think uh, uh, seeds are the enemy of the U.S. I think we should implement seeds in all our fruits and vegetables. And I think insofar as the garlic is concerned, we grow garlic here. We also grow watermelon. I think we should continue um, purchasing from farmers both items. So take those two things off the list. I think we should not buy as much steel from China, um, because our steel goes obviously to build buildings and to produce cars. I think we have really enough buildings in America, and we should find a different I'm going to say polymer to build from, maybe thorium 3, which is an entity that they're finding that is good to use and to build with. And I also think that just a lot of things that should be reorganized is what I'm trying to say. So reorganize the trade agreement with reorganization of capitals, put on those particular items. Like I said, take off watermelon and garlic. I've also found that with garlic, that we're getting from China is not as pungent as the original entity grown in the US. And I think that with garlic and radishes, they need to be that peppery, that savory type of vegetable that we've seen here in the US for X amount of years. Again, I want to put on the list of the Chinese car. I'm pretty sure that's what they want to also put on their list. Uh, we don't need as much steel as we purchase from China. I want to say take 50% off of that, slice that in half, and renegotiate the tariffs for that. They don't need our vegetables and fruit. They have what they need. I think that we could do with at least 75% of soybean uh, that we purchase from China. We uh, purchase a lot of soybean that the farmers use, and that's to cultivate and fertilize the soil here, which is good for planting new crops from season to season. I think we should uh, purchase only 75% of what we were in the past, renegotiate other items, and start from bottom up. And that's what I would do as president. So thank you so much for your time and patience, and see you again real soon.